What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Nick with Boost Life 973. Today we are going to be putting the extended range battery into our boosted board. I thought that, some people would like to see how you put the battery in, and it's, a little bit tricky and whatnot. So we are going to put the new battery in. And without further ado, we're going to start this. Alright guys, so the first thing you're going to want to do, which I already did, but I'll explain how to do it, is basically you want to take off your old battery. So there's 3 screws on this side, 3 screws on this side, and you're basically going to just use your Allen key that they gave you, that they supplied you with, and you're going to undo these 3 screws, and then your battery is connected through this cable right here, like this, as so. So it's just connected like that. And so basically, you're just gonna use these 2 loosening tools that came with the boosted board, came with the new battery, and you're going to put one on this side, and you're gonna put one on this side. Just like that. So right in between So if you can see, it's right in between the metal connector. Just like that. And then so you're going to twist towards each other, and that is going to loosen it up. And then so once you've done that, take these off. You should be able to unloosen it by hand the rest of the way. Then you're gonna plop the old battery off. Alright, so now it's time to put the new one on. This is the new battery. It's definitely a lot beefier and a lot thicker than the old one. And that's why we are going to have to put the risers on so that the battery does not hit the ground. So let's get to it. Alright guys, now we're going to connect the new battery pack. So what you want to do is line up this connector with this one. You can see that there's 3 little pins in here, and then 2 bigger ones, and so you're going to line it up with this one so you can see that there's 2 of the bigger ones on top. You can see how there's 2 of the bigger ones on top and then 3 little holes on the bottom. So just line that up and connect the battery packs together. Then you're gonna start connecting these metal clips so that they can be attached. Okay, so now once you attach the battery, you're going to go back and get your connector tools, which are these. I can't find the other one. Where did it go? Okay, so we have both of our connector tools, and this time, instead of going towards each other, you're going to be going away from each other, which will actually tighten it. So you're going to put the connector tools in the little rivets right between the metal connector. Alright guys, now it's all connected, as you can see. And so now we are going to continue with the installation process. Alright guys, so we're finishing up putting the screws in. We finally got the screws to get in. You just really have to push down on the board so there's no space in between, and then start with the middle screw on the either right or left side, and do the other middle screw, and then, you know, finish it up. And once you get the first two in, the other ones are easy, but it's kind of difficult getting those first two ones in. And do not tighten the screws all the way before all 6 bolts are in, just to ensure an even fitment. So this is the last bolt that we're going to put in, and then we're going to finish tightening them all up.
So just switch off with the screws that you're tightening until they're all tight and ready to go.
Alright, we are going to be starting with the rear trucks and then work our way up to the front. You don't have to put the risers on, but you should if you're over 175 pounds, because you do not want your battery to be banging up against the road or the pavement or whatever. So the first thing we're going to do is start with the back right here. We are going to unlatch these 2 wires from their holders right there. And then we're going to start unbolting the 4 bolts that hold the risers in by using our provided skate tool that came with the new battery. For some reason this mounting screw is super loose. I'm not sure why. Oh, this one is too. Alright guys, so we're going to continue. We have 2 more bolts to do. So we're doing the 2 back bolts now.
Skip that bolt out the way. Alright, last one. Alright, so the last bolt is off.
And so as you can see, your trucks will lift right up like that. And we are going to put... Alright guys, so now we're putting this new riser in. So just connecting those cables right here. So that plate is sitting flush with the deck, and so now we can install the screws. What you're going to want to do is just push them through here, push them through the underside of the board, and they'll just pop up, and then you just need to put the washers on, the nut on to hold it in place. Alright, so now we're going to tighten the bolts on this, and then we are ready to work on the next set of risers. Alright guys, now this side is all done. As you can see, the bolts look flush like they did before. This is all ready to go. And so we're gonna work on the other side now. Alright guys, this side is gonna be a little bit easier just because all the bolts that we need to take off are accessible and we don't have to, you know. So we are going to unscrew all of these bolts and use our Allen key so the bolts don't move, and we are going to take them all out. Alright, there we go. Now time to put the new riser on. So those trucks just come off like that. And we are going to put the new one on.
And then we're going to take our new riser and put it on as so.
And then we're going to get our new bolts and start sticking them through. And once you get one bolt through, all the other ones are going to be lined up. So then you can just stick them through. Alright, so now all the bolts are in and we're just going to tighten the nuts on them. And then we are done with the installation.
It's really not too hard at all. Anybody, you know, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And we now get double the range, which is super nice. I've had this battery actually for a while, I just haven't had time to put it in. So today we are finally putting it in. And I'm excited to get back and ride this. Alright, now we're going to tighten all the bolts up. And then we're done with all the hardware installing. We just have to update the firmware after this, and then we will be ready to ride. As I said before, don't tighten one bolt, all the way, go halfway, all around, and then finish up, just so you have everything evenly tightened, and that's the best way to do it. And every time I look at the board, I'm just getting that Allen key under there and holding the bolt in so I can tighten it without it just, going anywhere. You don't want to tighten these too much, tighten them until you have to start using a little bit of force to tighten them. You don't want to tighten anything on here too much. Over tightening anything is not good. Then after you're done tightening it, you're going to check the battery to make sure it's connected properly, and you want to update your firmware, and then you'll be ready to ride.
Alright, so Alright, so our battery is green, which means that everything is good, and we need to update the firmware, and then we will be ready to ride. Alright guys, there it is. Everything is all ready, and everything is done and all ready to go. We installed the risers and the extended range battery. It's just charging up right now, and then we'll take it out for a spin. So all the firmware is already updated. I might have done it before, I'm not too sure, but I had to re-download the app, and it says that I'm connected. It has the extended range battery, and it says that I'm all ready to go. So I have 250 miles on my board so far, and hopefully this summer I'll add a lot more. And I want to see, you know, what this extended range battery has, you know, has in store. So I'll definitely give you guys an update on that sooner than later. Alright guys, so everything went well with the installation, and I took it out, you know, for a ride, and I actually did a range test on it to see how far it can go with the extended range battery. And so I always like to keep the boosted board on expert mode, because then you get the most braking and acceleration ability. Even if you aren't going the maximum speed, you're still able to benefit from the increased braking and acceleration. So I went from 100% to 0%, and I ended up going 8.4 miles in 49 minutes. And so, you know, I probably average, you know, 10 to 15 miles an hour. You know, nothing too fast, because I wanted to see how far I could go. Another thing that I want to tell you about is when you are starting out, you want to kick the skateboard and gain some momentum before you actually start the acceleration. And this way you won't be using up as much battery, because a lot of battery gets used from going from a standstill to, say, you know, 5-10 miles an hour. So if you kick and, you know, you get up to speed a little bit and then start using the boosted board, you will retain a lot of battery and save a lot of battery. And then so the whole time I was on expert mode, which, you know, said I was only going to get around 5.6 miles, but I actually ended up getting 8.4 miles, which is very cool. And so I went on 2 different rides, and I'll show you the rides. And hey guys, I wasn't sure I said this before, but it takes an hour and 45 minutes to charge the extended range battery, and it takes about an hour and 15 minutes to charge the regular battery. And then on the regular battery, you can charge it about 80% in half an hour, but then that extra, you know, 45 minutes, it takes a while to charge it, because that's how batteries work. Basically, the problem that we have with batteries right now is that we're able to charge them very fast until about 75-80%, but then it slows down dramatically, and so that extra 20% of battery takes 45 minutes compared to the first 30 minutes it can charge up to 80%. So that's the problem with battery technology right now, but that's you know, off topic. But all right guys.